3b, right? Katie's gone. Okay. So when it asks us to add f plus g, and it gives us f and it gives us g, it's pretty straightforward. We're going to take the f, we're going to write it down. 3 times 8 to the x, you guys all write it down too. 3 times 8 to the x. And we're going to add what? What do you think we add? G, which is the 2 times 8 to the x plus 1. And when you're adding, you would then look for something that could actually combine. Those would be like terms. Yeah? Miriam, do you see any like terms? We have some 8x's. How many does this one have? That's not the point, that's the times. Now this one has 3. How many does this one have? 2. 2 8 to the x's. So 3 8 to the x's plus 2 8 to the x's would be 5 8 to the x's. So 5 times 8 to the x is 1. Does it have a like term? Nope. So we just bring it down. This is f plus g of x. That is the answer. Part B looks very similar. Look at part B. What's the only change? It says f plus g, but what's the only change? The x is replaced with 2, which is exactly what we do. We replace the x with a 2. This asks us on number 1b to evaluate f plus g when x is 2. So we take what we just did and we change the x to a 2. Now when you're evaluating, everything turns into a number on the right-hand side, so that means we can actually simplify it and get the value of it. Evaluating, we want to find the value. Okay, have you all heard of Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally? PEMDAS, for order of operations. When you're simplifying, you have to go down the line. Are there any parentheses on the right-hand side here? No. Are there any exponents? There are. We need to do the exponents first. Yes. 8 squared. 8 squared. Tyson, what's 8 squared? It means 8 times 8. What is that? 64. So now we have 5 times 64. Parentheses, or you can put a dot if you don't want to change it, but the dot and the parentheses both mean multiplication. After exponents, what does the M stand for? Multiplication, which we have. 5 times 6. Cheyenne, 5 times 64, not 6. 5 times 64. Whoa. What is 5 times 64? 30, 300, and... $320. Now, do we have any division? Do we have any addition? Yes, 320 plus 1 tells us that f plus g evaluated at 2 equals 321. You should have all of that written step by step. Notice we're doing our math not sideways, we're doing it vertically. So each new line, we have an equal sign, equal sign, equal sign. We're going vertically, and keeps your math organized so someone else can come and read your math problem and know exactly how you did it because they can follow your train of thought. Any questions on adding? Okay. Our SAGE test next time will have just a couple. Composition of functions. So it's pretty straightforward. You just go in the order it asks you to do it in. Number 2, changes to subtraction. Okay, we still have the same functions. It wants us to do f minus g. Okay, Elena, what do you think you would write first? Right, because that is your f function, correct? That's the f function. Now we're going to subtract whatever the g function is. Okay, Noah, what's the g function? Good. Now I want to subtract the whole function, so I'm going to put brackets. That's important because both the 2 times 8 to the x and the 1 are being subtracted, not just 2 times 8 to the x. Okay? What do you think we'd do next, Bella? Yeah. Times what through the parentheses? Well, we don't know what x is, so we can't do 8 to the x. I definitely think something needs to be multiplied into those brackets, though. Does anyone know what needs to be multiplied in? AJ? The negative sign. We're going to give it to both terms, which means their signs change. 3 times 8 to the x isn't affected by that. This was a positive 2. It will change to a negative 2, meaning subtraction. This was a plus 1. It will change to a negative or minus 1. Okay? Mateo, what now? Well, do you know what 3 times 8 to the x is? Yeah, because we don't know what x is, huh? Any other ideas? Okay, do you know what 3 times 8 to the x minus 2 times 8 to the x is? Well, we won't ever know x until it tells us in part B. I think you're right about subtraction. Isaiah Cooper? It's like terms. See these? They're being subtracted, but aren't they like terms? How much does the first guy have? 3. How much does the second guy have? 2. So 3 minus 2 8s to the x's would be 1 8 to the x, which is just 8 to the x minus 1. So f minus g of x equals 8 to the x minus 1. Yeah. Because that's just the unit. That's what makes them like terms. It's like saying 3 feet minus 2 feet. Because the multiplier tells you the quantity. This tells you there are 3 of them. This tells you that there are 2 of them. Or you could draw, this is just what they have in common. Stick figure, 3 of them minus 2 of them. That's still a stick figure, right? 3 stick figures minus 2 stick figures is just 1 stick figure. So 8 to the x is just the unit. That's what they have in common. That's what makes them like terms. Just like when we add 3 x's plus 2 x's. They're still x's. That'd be 5 x's, okay? We've done that one. Flip it over to the next page. Our functions change. Flip it over to the next page, number 3. The functions change. Oh, did we not do B? Oh, we did not do B. I apologize. Back up to part B. It wants to evaluate at which value? Is it 3? Look at 2b. Yeah. Evaluating at 3. So that means we take the 3 and put it where, Colby? On the x from that difference equation we got. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Do we do parentheses first? No, there are no parentheses. Okay, Elena, what do we do first? Exponents, 8 to the 3rd power. That's something really large, so grab your calculators. It's in the 3-digit numbers. Minus 1. So when we evaluate, that just means we plug in the number they want us to plug in, and we find out that it has the height of 511. When you evaluate, you're finding on the graph how high that point is, 511. Okay, now we'll flip it over to number 3. Now the functions will change. We've done addition, we've done subtraction, what's next? Multiplication. We have, these are called linear functions. You worked with linear functions a lot last year. X to the 1st powers are linear. And it wants for a 5 times g of x. Okay. Okay, Cameron, Keller, which function should we write down first? Which function does it ask you to use first? Yeah, but which one first? F. It wants F first, so we write F first, which is 144x minus 8. So we're going to be timesing. I put parentheses because everything will be times, right, Justin? What do we times by, Justin? 12. The g function, which is 12. I'm sorry? Oh, whoopsies. Okay, squeeze a 4 in there. Okay, now to simplify, when we times a binomial by a number, could you do a motion with your arm of what we should do with the 12? Could you do a motion with your arm or your finger with what we should do with the 12? Oh, Isaiah's doing it. What should we do with the 12 to simplify this? What's the next step to simplify? Elizabeth, be bold. Do it. You're halfway there. Shouldn't we do this? What am I doing with my hand? Putting in, we have a word for that that starts with a D. Distribute. We need to do distributive property. We always go left to right. So distribute to 144. When we're distributing, that means times. This is a really large number that I don't know. 144 times 12. Laura, can you get that, please? Asked her to do it, not you. Well, here's another calculator. Do it again. 144x times 12. But don't put the x on your calculator. I can't hear you. 1.8? And what has to go out after that, Laura, if it's 144x times 12? Say it louder. X. Thank you. Okay. Minus 48 times 12. So negative 48 times 12. Dago, what's negative 48 times 12? I believe so. Someone second that? Is that right? Yeah. Okay, because I don't have those memorized. So there we go. F times G. All we do is multiply them through using the distributive property. I hope you have all that work written down. You either get points today or you take a 0. So you should be riding with us. Now on part number 3, part B, they want us to evaluate at what number? Negative 5. I think by this point you should be able to do that by yourself. These are large numbers, so I will let you use your calculator on this one. You need to evaluate at negative 5. Can someone explain in words what that means you'll be doing? In your own words? What does that mean we do? The negative 5, yep. Take the negative 5 and insert it where the x is. When you know what it is, stand up, please. I just told you. No, definitely not dividing. Okay, have it on your paper and I'll come check. Good. Now just carry down the function.
Okay. I'm sorry. So like, okay.
Okay, he already told you what you do. He said you take the negative 5 and you plug it where the x is. Look at where the x was.
I know.
You put a negative 5 where that x is. And then you do the math. Type it in. Let's see. What do you guys have? Alright, sorry. Guys, we're not using the exponentials that were on number 1. This is number 3. We're totally done with number 1. This is where you find the x. You should not be plugging into 8 to the x. That was number 1. We're on a completely different problem. Yes, good. Yes. Yes. You're missing a sign. Look at what your calculator has versus what you have. Yes. What comes after that? What's after the x? Okay, plug it in. Is that a 4?
Yeah.
I don't think you plugged it in right. Oh, it's a 17. You're missing the 1 in the front. Okay, so retype it in. Where's it at? No, you need to replace the x. And you're also missing the 1. This is not a negative sign. This is a positive 1. Okay, I don't know where you got a 20. We have a 1728. X, you replace the x with a negative 5. And then you might, I don't know what, sorry, I don't know how you got all this stuff. Minus 576. And type that into your calculator. See, all I did was take this exact same thing, but replace the x with negative 5 minus 576. Does that make sense? Okay, now type in your calculator. Your hundreds place is off. Your 3, it shouldn't be a 3. Okay, have a seat, please. A little concerned. It's about half and half. Half people have it right, half people are just, I have no idea what you're doing. Guys, turn around, please. It says f times g. Didn't we just do f times g? It was this. Now it wants you to evaluate at negative 5. Cameron Keller. So, you take what we just barely did, the very last line, and where the x is, you plug in what? Negative 5. Everything else is exactly the same. The 1728 is still there, the minus 576 is still there. You just replace the x with negative 5. Are there any questions how I set this up? And everything on the right is a number, so you just type it in. Make sure you're typing carefully. Did you figure out your place value error? Okay, so we should get, I didn't see me get over here to the corner. Gavin, what did you get? Could you type it in now and see if you can get it right? Yep, thank you. Negative 9,216. Okay. Yeah. Because that's what it asked us to evaluate. It wanted us to evaluate when x was negative 5. So the x used to be right after the 8, and it's being times. So instead we're timesing by negative 5. So it wants us to evaluate at the time negative 5, when x is negative 5, which means you just plug in. Okay, number 4 is f divided by g of x. If you need to know the time, there's a clock there and there's a clock there. No reason to pull out your phone. F divided by g for number 4. What does it tell us to write first? Junie, what does it tell us to write first? F. And I can't see my F anymore, but Junie, can you tell us what F was? Yep. And it wants us to divide by G. What is G? 12. That means each piece will be divided by 12. 144 x divided by 12. That should be one you know. 12 times what is 144? It's 12, so it'll become 12x. Fingers in the air, please. What is, fingers in the air, don't shut it out. What is negative 48 divided by 12? Good. Fingers in the air. Isaiah, or Christian, sorry. Christian, sit up. Fingers in the air, what is negative 48 divided by 12? Negative 48 divided by 12, Colby. There you go. Good. Christian, see what's negative 48 divided by 12? Christian, what's negative 48 divided by 12? If you don't know this, there are plenty of calculators available for you. You need to come up and get one. Please come over and get one if you need one. Okay. What do you have there, Shan? It's negative 4. Okay, guys. Part B, it wants us to evaluate when x equals, what does it say in your book? 3. Before I let you try this on your own, what equation am I using? What will I be plugging into? This. 12x minus 4. That's a 4. And what do I plug into that? The 3. On the x. Stand up when you have on your paper the correct answer. I will come check. Yes. 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 Can't see that far. Hold it back here, if you would. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Oh. Yeah, that's not right. Throw your pencil. It was, I don't know where this divide by 8 came from. See this? 12x minus 4. You write 12 instead of the x. You're going to put a number there, minus 4. What number do you put where the x used to be? What? No, what number did it ask for you to put there? Hi.
Hey, are they here? Your name is
Yes.
Yes.
This one is a no. And the other one is yes. That's the only one that's a no. Okay. Better. Not negative. It's not negative. It's positive. I don't know how you got a negative. This is -4. Okay, have a seat. Sit down and face forward, please. I saw yours.
Oh, I didn't see mine.
12, the x. What do I put in this x position? 3 minus 4. You multiply first. 36 minus 4 is 32. I would appreciate it if you would write down the f divided by g, evaluate it at 3, so it's an equation. It's not just 32. It would be great if you could put f over g, evaluate it at 3. Okay, one more. I won't quote you on that. It's going to be our quote for the year. I think I like math. I remind you that every time, every day. Number 5, last one. It's a story problem. Read with me. It's on page 285 in your book. Please raise your hand because on story problems, we write down important information. If it's printed in front of us and if it's like a worksheet, you would underline important information. Raise your hand when I should write something down that I read. The amount of money, oh, wrong one. The cost of manufacturing X t-shirts is modeled by the function T of X equals 5X plus 12. Put your hands up. Let me start over. We'll try it again. The cost of manufacturing X t-shirts is modeled by the function T equals 5X plus 12. Better. Kaylee, what should we write down? Good. And I would also write down, what does that mean? So, Kaylee, if you're telling me to write this down, which everyone should be doing as well, what does that mean? T-shirts. Cost of the t-shirts, yeah? So you have to know what everything means. Cost of t-shirts to manufacture them. Write it down, please. Okay, I will continue. Raise your hand when you see something else I should write down. And you can tell me what it means. And the cost of manufacturing X sweatshirts is modeled by S of X equals 15X plus 18. Okay, I'll try it again. Some people have their eyes closed. Uncover your eyes, please. And the cost of manufacturing X sweatshirts is modeled by S of X equals 15X plus 18. Okay, Noah? What should we write down and what does it mean? Yes, thank you. Cost of sweatshirts. That's why they use an S on this one, because it's for sweatshirts, and they use a T for the t-shirts. How nice of them to use the same letter like the word. It is sweet. The question, what is a function giving the total cost of manufacturing t-shirts and sweatshirts? And then there's another question in a minute. So if I wanted to know the total number of students in here, and I knew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I knew on this side there were 15 students, and on this side there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14 students. So I have 15 students over here, because we have a lot of people absent today, and 14 students over here. Out of our class of 40, how many total are present today? 29. 11 students are absent today, which is really, really not good. One is at the office, so 10 students are absent today. How did you come up with the number 29? We add. If we want to know this group, and means add. So the question is, what is the function given total of manufacturing t-shirts and sweatshirts? So wouldn't that just be t plus s of x? This is just like number 1. Alex, what would we write down to solve for t plus s? Great. Because this part is t, this part is s. T plus s. Any questions how she got that? Okay, but we're not done. Not quite. Aria, what would you do next to find the function for t plus s? That's the second question. We're not quite ready for that. We have one more step to do for the function. Terms? Yep, like terms. Tell me when to stop. Where should I put another? Oh, sorry guys, my hair changes the board. The board is very sensitive. And when my hair touches it, all crazy things go on. Okay, I put a triangle underneath the 5x. Tell me when to stop, when I should put another triangle. I'm going to move my marker along. Thank you, because they both have x's. So this is like number 1, where it was 8 to the x, stayed 8 to the x. 3, 8 to the x, minus 2, 8 to the x. 8 to the x is just the unit. So here is 5x plus 15x. It's still going to be an x, right? 5x's plus 15x's, Colby, is... Sorry, you should be happy. He was pointing to you. I chose him. Really? No calculators. 5 plus 15 x's. 20 what? 20x. And then we have other like terms. 12 plus 18. Fingers in the air. What is 12 plus 18? Put up in the air, please. What is 12 plus 18? What is it? It's a 2-digit number, so you have 2 hands. 12 plus 18, Skylar, what do you have? Yep, 30. So it's positive, so we put plus 30. That's the first half. Then, Arya, we'll get into what you were telling us. Now, find the total cost of manufacturing 15 t-shirts and 15 sweatshirts. So what should we do, Arya? Yeah, replace x with 15, which means we're evaluating the function at 15. 20. Yeah. No, because it's the and. If you wanted, you could figure out t-shirts, 15 t-shirts separately, and 15 sweatshirts separately, and when we add them together, you get the exact same thing as just putting in 15 into the... What? But we already combined them. T plus s. This function is telling us if we do 15 t-shirts and adding and 15 sweatshirts the price. So we plug in 15 for the sum. Okay, 20 times 15. Do you know what 2 times 15 is? 30. And then you just add on a 0, which is 300. 300, not 3,000, 300 plus 30 is... Okay, who can tell me the unit on this? Is dollars. Story problems need unit. Now, just to verify, to make sure that question before is cleared up, I could, if I wanted, take the t-shirts separately, because it wants 15 t-shirts and 15 sweatshirts. If I plug in here, just for the t-shirts, 5 times 15, what's that, 75, is that right? 75 plus 12 is $87. And for sweatshirts, 15. Oh, 15 times 15. Jeff, can you get that for me? 15 times 15? I don't know that. I know my 12 squareds, but past that, I need help. What, 325? 225? 225 plus 18, 245 minus 2, 243, is that right? Okay, add those up. What do we get? 87 plus 243.
Wouldn't it be 97, not 87?
5 times 15 is 75 plus 12. 75 plus 10, 85, 87. Okay. But good checking. What do we get? 330. So you can do it separately, or you can use the function where you've already combined them and also get 330. Okay, make sure your name is on that. I guess I didn't need to collect the folders quite yet. Put them in the pass inside. I hope you showed work on every single problem. You're putting these in the pass inside. Today is the 27th. After you pass it in, please fill out your stage review. Ooh, my stage review. Okay, brought your stage review. I accidentally printed 40 extra copies, so today I will be nice if you don't have one. You got it last time. Come get it. I won't be nice and walking towards you. You can come walk up to me if you want one. Who else needs a stage review? It looks like what I have right here. Our stage test is next class. You should not have an empty desk. Christian C, come get one of these. If I run out of copies on your class, then I might not be very nice. Guys, where are your reviews? Shouldn't be so many of you not bringing your stuff. Christian? It should only be like maybe 3 people who don't have it, not 15 people. No, it looks like this. Guys, when is the test? Wednesday. That's in 2 days. It's not next week. It goes on your grade this term. You have to be here. If you're not here on Wednesday, you better take the test tomorrow. Yeah? Well, you'll get points for the stage test, but it won't change your grade other than whatever points you've earned for the stage test. Yes? Shh, I'm sorry, I can't hear because these guys are talking. Shh. Shh. Isabella? Yeah. It goes on your grade. Okay, you have seen the test already. You saw it at the beginning of the term. Most of you are here for that. It's the same test the second time, so you should show growth. The stage review is your key to it. If you can master things on the stage review, then you should be good to go. What? You just come see me. I'll get after school. I'll get you on a computer. Okay. If you'll go to the back, please. Mine doesn't have the back stuff on my computer version. Maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe it does. Nope, it doesn't. Okay. Pick one from the back that you feel like you need help from. Aria? 59. Everyone should have a pencil out. Everyone should have their sage packet out on the back side of number 59. Colby, turn around, please. Thank you. All right, it says, what is the area of the triangle in radical form? What prior knowledge do you have to have memorized when you come to take this test if it says this question? We don't need Pythagorean theorem. That would be great, though, to know. But we do need to know what a radical is, and you need something else. The area of the triangle. You have to know that formula. By this point in your math career, that should be something you have memorized. What is the area formula of a triangle, Omar? I'll give you a hint, Omar. Omar, do you know the area formula for like a rectangle? Length times width or base times height, right? They both do the same. Now, how many triangles do I have if I do that diagonal line? 2. So what fraction of a rectangle is one of the triangles? What fraction, what percentage, what fraction of the rectangle is one triangle? Half. So the area of a triangle is half base times height. Or you could do half length times width, and that would work out as well. So that's what we need. You have to, oops, that was supposed to be an A. You have to know that formula, or there's really no hope for you on this problem. You have to know the area formula of a triangle. Okay, area formula of rectangle we've just written on the board as well. Base times height, so that's something you should have memorized as well. 1/2 is a number. The base, I think we can get off the diagram. What is the base, Elena, of our triangle? How do we say this? That's a great thing. You're looking right here, I hope, right, Elena? Does anyone know how to say this? Yeah? Cubed root of r. Everyone say that phrase with me, please. Ready? Cubed root of r. Oh, everyone's mouths are moving. Let's try this again. Cubed root of r. Who can tell me how to say this one? Square root of r. Okay, so our base is cubed root of r. Miklo, what is the height of the picture?
3.
No. The height, isn't that this side? We just practiced how to say it, though. Square root of r, that is the height. Okay, and what this is testing your knowledge on is how to combine radicals. Well, fingers in the air, this guy has an index. Fingers in the air, what is the index on cubed root of r? What is the index on cubed root of r? Don't just look at my wavy hand up in the air, look at the problem. What's the index of the cubed root of r? It's 3. So I can change this to exponential form. X to the, do you remember how to do that? 1/3. The index is the denominator. Fingers in the air, what will my denominator be for the square root? Fingers in the air, the index, which will be my denominator. Fingers in the air, what's the index of the square root? That's not a 1. What's the index of the square root? It's the only one that's not written. We look for pairs, so those with the 2s, that's what we need. 1/2. We're looking at our stage review. Do you have your stage review? Okay, when dealing with these exponents and the base is the same, are these bases the same? When we multiply exponents, we do what? Okay, what about the rest of you? Multiply, add, multiply, add. So, we're going to do 1/3 plus 1/2. But you have to know from elementary school how to add fractions. Ooh. Elizabeth, can you help us? How do we add fractions? Oh, how do we add fractions? Alex, can you help us? How do we add fractions? Oh. Good. Common denominator. Miklo, you're really excited, so I'll let you tell us what that is. You have to find a common denominator. Adding and subtracting, you have to have a common denominator. Miklo, what is our common denominator?
3.
No.
2.
No.
4.
We have 3 and 2. What's the lowest number that they both multiply to? So least common multiple. 3, 6, 9, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. What's the smallest number they have in common? 6. How does 3 become a 6, Miklo?
And by 3.
Times by 2. We have to do that top and bottom. So the first guy would become 2, 6, plus, we have to change the 2 to a 6. Skylar, how do we change the 2 to have a common denominator of 6? Good, top and bottom. So Skylar, if we multiply by 3, that would make the fraction 3 over 6. Now we can add, but the denominator 6 stays a 6. It's not changed. Just like when we add x's, 2x's plus 3x's, it's still an x. The denominator stays. It does not change. So we have 1/2 r to the 2 plus 3 is 5. Oh, I did do 1 over r. That's weird. Sorry. Okay. Now, lucky for you, the test is multiple choice. The end of year stage test won't be multiple choice, though, so you have to follow instructions. At the top, what form did it want in it? Radical. This that I have written is exponential. So you must find the index. Fingers in the air, what is the index? Fingers in the air, what is the index? This is where we're at. Fingers in the air, what is the index? Okay, this whole corner over here, not having much response coming out of you. What is the index? We just said, talked about the index up there and how it became the denominator. The denominator, 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 denominator. I feel like a broken record. Denominator. Yes, thank you. Should be the denominator. Can anyone tell me how to write this in radical form? Jeff? Root, which root? 6th root of r to the 5th power. Now it can be written like that, or you can also see it as this, 6th root of r, parentheses with a 5 on the outside. Notice the 5, since it's outside the parentheses, the 1/2 is not in the parentheses because it's not applying to the 1/2. Yeah? You can in 3 minutes. Arya, does that clarify that one? Great. Let's find one more. Look through the packet really quick. Find one more.
It's Monday, so we get out at
53. Okay, one more. You have one? 14? 14. This is not getting larger. Oh, that's calculus. Who wants to do that one? I don't know which ones I'm wearing. They're pink with blue stuff on it. Okay, number 14. I made it too big. Number 14, what are the directions? I can't see them. Simplify. Okay, number 14. Stay with me. We're cleaning up after this problem. Fingers in the air, what is the index? If there's a root and simplify, you should be looking for that grouping number to pull out. Same corner. What is the index? Daniela, where are people getting the 3? Where is the index located? Yeah, on the lip of the root. So, oh, it rang early.
No!
You look for groups of 3 to pull out. There's your hint on that one, Justin. Does that make sense? Okay, bring me your calculator. Sorry, the bell's off differently than my clock. Bring me your calculators in order. We will be in the library next time. Go straight to the library. Put the lid on, please. And 1 comes down here. 21 right here. 10 right there.
Oh.
Put the lid on, please.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
8 right here. Niccolo, can you bring Colby's calculator with yours, please?
And Laura.
Yes. Put Colby's lid on if you would. 24 right here.